Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk movies, television, and wrestling. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for The Housemaid. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Sure, to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on The Housemaid, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So, The Housemaid. This is an adaptation of a novel that I have not read. However, my sister has read it, and she absolutely loved the book. She was actually keeping me updated as this movie was going through its production. When their casting was happening, she was like, "Ooh, this person's going to be in it. This person's going to be in it." So it's one of those cool moments where me and my sister could like really bond over film. So I already appreciate this film just for that alone. But now here we are, and the trailer was relatively decent. Like, I was very intrigued. I was like, what is going on with everything that was happening in it? And going into the film, because my sister has not let me down. Oddly enough, Brendan Skleiner? I do not know how to say his last name, so I apologize for that. But he plays Andrew, the main love interest in this film. Or, the husband, I should say. And, he was also in It Ends With Us, which was another movie that was an adaptation of a book that my sister really loved. And that one, relatively all the drama aside, I actually enjoyed the film. So I was looking forward to it simply because my sister was recommending it. And, she recommends pretty good stories to watch. And as I was watching this film, I will say it is a true tale of two halves. Because in the beginning, and, I don't know if it's necessarily by design or not, but you could just tell something's off throughout the whole entire first half of the film. You're like, well, why is Amanda Seyfried so unhinged, right? And you're just like, why is she going so hard on her? And, all the things are being unraveled. You're like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's all to be told, because then you also have the daughter, who is also a little creepy by all things considered. Some of the things that she said, some of the things that she says in the film, such as, a dirty glass, juice is a privilege, so therefore you shouldn't drink it out of a dirty glass. And like some conversation that she'll be having with Millie, played by Sydney Sweeney, it's just like, something's off about this family. And like, even the husband, you're just like, man, just again, everything just seems very weird. I'm going to try to be very core because I'm not trying to spoil anything, even though I'm pretty sure the only people who are going to be watching this review are people who have read the book or have seen the movie. But, just everything going on. And also with the romance that was being developed. And this is in the trailer, so I don't mind talking about this one between Andrew, the husband, and Sydney Sweeney. I felt like it was very rushed. I felt like we didn't give it enough time to really fully develop, to understand why these two would be so connected, besides them just being hot. Like, don't get me wrong, look, I'm very straight, but Andrew is a very good-looking dude. I mean, Brandon in this film, there is a scene, if you allow me to nerd out real quick, in this film where he is in a black turtleneck, like full-blown, like all black and all of that, and he's out on the town, and they're at this dinner, and the back and forth how it's going. Like, he even says the line like, let's just order one of everything on the menu. I was like, man, this is Bruce Wayne if I ever saw him. So I don't know what the age range is that they want Batman to be. I know they want him to be a little bit older, since The Brave and the Bold is going to be him as a father dealing with Damian Wayne. But James Gunn, I would highly, if James Gunn was to ever watch this review, I would highly consider Brandon to be your Bruce Wayne / Batman. Because I don't know, I was watching that scene, I was like, damn, this guy, he could kill it, and he could really dominate it if he was to be casted in it. But anyway, let's get back into the review. But as for the actual romance itself, again, he's a good-looking dude. Sydney Sweeney is a beautiful woman, right? So, obviously there will be an automatic attraction to them. And, later on, some things are explained where it kind of makes sense why it felt so rushed. But again, I would have liked a little bit more time to see, a little bit more meet cutes, a little bit more conversations, a little bit more, just a little bit more of that build, as opposed to, well, we know where we want to get to, and we already know where we're going to go. So why spend a lot of time on it? Let's try to cut it within on the time. Now, then the second half starts. And if you've read the novel, which I'm sure you have, or if you have seen the movie, there's a twist that happens in the film. And when that twist happens, and again, all is revealed, and all the player, and You no longer see the mask where, like, hey, something is unsettling about this whole situation and all is revealed. I think the movie picks up a lot and you're able to digest that first half a little bit more as the movie progresses. And therefore, I think that's where the movie truly wants to be at. That's where it's having its most fun. I feel like the characters are really playing their part. Don't get me wrong, the first half has its highs. Again, Amanda Seyfried, who is just having a ball in this whole entire role. You can just tell. She is bringing it. She clocked in. She's ready to go. She plays Corey very well. She plays Unhinged very well. Just everything about her. She is, to me, the best part of the whole entire film. Sydney Sweeney is fine in the movie. I said in my immediate reaction after the movie that I wasn't a huge fan of her performance. I don't feel like this movie showcased her abilities that much because I know it's fun to hate on her right now. I see that, right? I don't necessarily get it, but hey, I see it. But she can act. Like, she had a movie earlier this year with Christy. Showcased her abilities very, very well. This movie right here, although I do feel like she was a little bit limited because, again, I don't really see the progression of the relationship that much within the first half. Once we get in the second half, she does do better because she is given much more to do in the film. And again, Brandon does a great job playing this, very rich, loving husband who seems very, very good, just, perfect in all the right ways, right? He does a very good job, but then even the kid who plays Cece, she does a good job. Everyone else is kind of just there. There is this groundskeeper character who I honestly think you could have cut in this whole entire movie. I don't know if he has a much bigger presence in the book, but in this movie, I really don't see the need for him whatsoever in it. But yeah, again, to me, this was truly a tale of two halves. Now, I will say, as you're driving back, if you haven't read the book, because again, I do think this would be a better book than it is movie, and I think I am interested. I know I am interested to read the book to see what things were left out, because again, I do feel like a lot of things got left on the cutting room floor. But I had a good time, especially when all things were said and done. And as you're driving home, as someone who did not read it, I was thinking, well, now that all's revealed, why did she do this if the whole plan was this? And why did she do that? And why did he do this? And also, why was it so hard to, for our people, whoever's going to be coming out on top within the end, why were they so worried that, hey, this isn't going to work? When in today's day of times, I feel like it's pretty easy to show, hey, we can do this, especially when you show something that has been done in the movie. It's just one of those things that is very, very complex and very, not complex. It just feels like they overthought the pudding a little bit just to really bring home the overall message that they were trying to tell, which is a message that we've heard multiple times in these recent day of times, but it is a message that we do need to learn because some people still don't get it. And overall, again, I had a good time while watching it. I did. The second half really helps it because, again, the first half I was just like, man, this feels very rushed. It feels a little clunky in some areas. And then once the twist happens and all is revealed, even though some things are still questionable afterwards, it is still, you still able to digest it a little bit more. You'll be able to accept the movie for what it is. And therefore, I think it's a good time. If I had to rank this on a lemon scale, sour lemon at the bottom, bad movie, but hey, there's some, well, it's just a bad movie. Expired store-bought lemonade, bad movie, but hey, there are some positives to it. Store-bought lemonade that's not expired, good movie, but hey, there is their problems. Lemonade in the middle, it's a movie. Freshly squeezed lemonade, very good, minor problems within it, and strawberry lemonade at the very top because that's the best kind of lemonade. To me, this is teetering between, it's more likely a store-bought lemonade because, again, that first half is a little clunky and a little bit rough, but I could lean towards lemonade if I am given the right conversations, which I'm sure at some point when my sister does see this movie and she calls me up, she'll be able to convince me, yes, this is a lemonade and not a store-bought lemonade of the film. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made it this far within a review. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. Don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to give you also squeeze every opportunity that you can. Until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.